it's Amy. I am just gonna hop on here and do a pregnancy vlog for y'all and just get y'all updated on everything. Me and my husband are in the car. We're riding to go to Dallas right now, just for a mini vacation. Not sure what all we're gonna do. We're probably gonna go to IKEA and just go do some fun stuff. Maybe go find a cloth diaper store or something. But just need to get out of the house and do something before the baby comes. So, anyways, this will be vlog or week 26, 27, and 28. I'm 28 weeks and 5 days pregnant, and we're just really excited for baby Rory to get here. So, anyways, to start off with my symptoms, there's not anything too new, except for just heartburn and been just emotional about everything, just watching TV shows and things like that, but that's really nothing new either. But been having some heart pain and like over on the left side, and tightness and rapid heartbeat, which I'll get into that more in a little bit, but kind of scary stuff with that symptom. But anyways, that's pretty much it with the symptoms. Let's see. I'm trying to think when we're riding in the car. Yeah, so the baby is measuring right where it's supposed to be. We had an appointment on Wednesday, and that's when we did our glucose test, and that was not fun at all. Not so much that the drink didn't taste very good, but just had a kind of weird reaction afterwards. The glucose drink, I only had one thing to pick from, and it was the lemon lime, and so it just tasted kind of like flat Sprite. So I had fasted, for the day before. Really hadn't eaten anything since 8 o'clock p.m. the day before, and so when I went in to get do the glucose drink around 8:30 in the morning, I drank it, and I just started feeling really nauseous and everything. So I went and asked the phlebotomist lady if that's kind of what's supposed to happen, and she said, well, it happens to some people, and so she said, just drink some water and go sit down. So I did that, and then I started feeling really faint, and I started seeing spots all in front of my eyes. I felt like I was about to pass out. My mom was sitting there with me because she went to pick me to that appointment, and she was fanning me, and they all came out, and just trying to make sure I wouldn't pass out or anything. And finally I started feeling better, but they took me back and did my blood pressure. It took them 3 times to get actual blood pressure, and when they did, it was 90 over 54 or something, so it was super low. And so they were kind of concerned about that, so they got me back to start talking to the doctor, and we just went over everything we usually go over. He measured my belly and listened to the baby's heartbeat, and all that was good. Just asked him about my heart racing and everything, and he was kind of concerned about that. And then I showed him on my leg I had this varicose vein, and he was really concerned about that, and he was so concerned that he's like, I think that could be a blood clot, and so I want you to go to the ER right when you get out of this doctor's appointment. So we left the doctor's appointment, went straight to the ER. My husband met us at the doctor's office, and then he went and got me some crackers because I hadn't eaten since, like I said, ate the day before. And so we got to the ER, started eating those crackers. The nurse told me couldn't eat anymore after I've eaten only 2 of them, so I was starving. They got me back there, started doing my heartbeat thing with my finger. They put the little thing on there, and they said it was up to 200 something, and so they really were worried, and so they took me back to the chest pain area, and didn't take me to the labor and delivery because they were more worried about me than they were the baby at the time. And they got me all hooked up to all these electrodes, and when they were doing that, I started getting really faint again, getting really sweaty, clammy. It was even worse. I was just kept getting blacker and blacker in front of my face. Super scary. But they laid me all the way back, and I started feeling better. They got an IV hooked up in my arm. They actually put 2 IVs in, put one in my arm on the side, and then they put one on my top. I guess one they could get blood out of. But once they did all that, I was feeling better, and the doctor explained that they're going to do some tests to check for the blood clot. So they started off by doing a ultrasound on my leg to check to see if there were any blood clots in there, and they didn't find anything there. Then they took me to do an x-ray of my chest to see if there was anything in my lungs, and that came back all clear. And then they said, well, we're going to probably try to do a CT, CAT scan of your lungs, and just to see if that was all okay. And actually all that came back clear. They did tell me the risk of the x-ray and the CAT scan of the radiation, but they explained to me, since I was so far along in my pregnancy, that there was no risk really of miscarriage or anything like that. But there is a little bit of a risk, but the radiation isn't that much that it should really affect the baby. And they also put like 2 lead drapes over me and then 1 under me, so I wasn't really exposing the baby to any radiation anyway. So yeah, that was all super scary, but after all those things came back clear, they said they wanted to go ahead and keep me overnight and just monitor me and just make sure everything was okay. They were really not sure what was causing it. They said it could be anything from the glucose drink, and me not eating the day before and everything, and my chest pain being like it was, just a combination of all that, and anxiety and a whole bunch of other things. So they're really not sure still. I should tell you guys that whenever I was younger, until before I was pregnant, I'd have rapid heartbeat, but not like this where my chest would hurt and stuff. But they always said that was just from drinking caffeine or anxiety and stuff. So, but they think it might be, I have a history of what they call SFAT or something like that, and it's just you get your heart, it gets tachycardia, where your heart just starts beating really fast. So they're really not sure what all caused it, but I stayed in the hospital overnight, and I had a catheter in from the point whenever they did the CAT scan, because the contrast they put in you, they didn't want that sitting by the baby, because it goes in your bladder, and they didn't want that sitting by the baby, so they put a catheter in and had me hook up the IV fluids, just flushing it out really fast, so I would not have anything sitting there going through my kidneys really fast. So that was the worst part, was the catheter, I think, and then almost passing out and not feeling like I was going to die sitting there in the hospital. But the catheter wasn't fun to sleep with, and then I was hooked up to all this other stuff, getting hooked up to electrodes all night, and my husband was definitely not comfortable either, sleeping there at the hospital all night. He was a trooper and stayed there with me, and the next morning they did another EKG, which I forgot to tell you. They did EKG the day before, and an echocardiogram after that. And the EKG, I guess, was fine. The echocardiogram, they didn't have any of the results back yet before we left, but they said they would call if it was anything concerning, and they didn't. But they went ahead and set me up an appointment to see the cardiologist next Friday to go over the echocardiogram and just talk about everything. And then also I have an appointment with my OB next Thursday, just to go over everything and all that stuff. But I did find out my glucose screening came back, negative, so I don't have gestational diabetes. And they said I was a little bit anemic, but nothing to be concerned about. So yeah, that's pretty much all. But this has been a long, drawn out couple days, but that's why now we're going to Dallas and just trying to relax. Am I forgetting anything in that story? No. I'm sorry that I haven't been updating you every week and been kind of MIA. There's not very much usually to update you guys on, but this week I definitely had something to update you guys on, and so I probably will give you guys an update next Thursday or Friday after I see my doctors and everything. But until then, I hope you girls have a great weekend, I'll talk to you later. Bye.